Hey everybody, this is One Spittin' here with the battle report called The Dead Rise in Mousselin, or however you're supposed to pronounce that. Ongoing part of my campaign. For those who know or care, Mousselin is the land within Bretonnia that the vampire counts have kind of taken over. There's actually no duke in that territory right now. So 3 consecutive wins is the thing with everything in my campaign. So um, if I were to win 3 consecutive games against vampire counts in this territory, I would assume to have eradicated them. So anyway, we rolled the dawn attack scenario, 2,500 points. I'm back to using the list that I use in most of my games that I'm very comfortable with, and I'll go through that in more detail as we hit it. So on my far right, my opponent has a corpse cart with a necromancer behind it and a unit of skeletons in that house. Here in the middle of the board behind that wood, and just so I don't forget later, that wood is the thing that if you cast a spell into or out of it, you take d6 wounds and then the wood moves, or something like that. So we didn't know that at this moment, but it's kind of nice when when his big horde gets up there that he has to deal with that. Anyway, he's got Batman behind him. That's Flying Vampire with Crown of Command, or Commandment. Another corpse cart, a small unit of zombies that he likes to grow to an insane size. Another necromancer, some spirit hosts, and on the left he's got a unit of skeletons with a banner that allows him to march regardless if there's a vampire around, and he's got his vampire lord on a zombie dragon. So this, if I had to come up with another name for this game, it'd be the Game of Ones. I swear I rolled more ones in this game than I rolled all other possibilities combined. It was insane. So first off, I had to put a bunch of units in the far left corner because I kept on rolling ones for deployment. It got so bad, I was actually supposed to put one of my big buses of knights in this corner, and my opponent told me just not to worry about it because there was no space for them anymore. I had the Pegasus Knights back here just in front of the General. They've moved up since, but I had them, I had the General, Questing Knights, Archers, Men-at-Arms, and I would have had a big bus of Knights. I rolled a 1 for every single one of those units. It was absolutely insane. Let's see, I've got a level 4 in with the Questing Knights, and she has the Lore of Life. I've got a level 2 with the Men-at-Arms. She's got the Lore of Beasts. The Lore of Life one has a feedback scroll, and the level 2 Lore of Beasts with the Men-at-Arms has the icon of Quinellus, which means that this unit of Men-at-Arms has the same ward save that my Knights have. So, Knights Errant with the Errantry Banner, Knights of the Realm with my Battle Standard Bearer, who of course is a Paladin. He's got some helmet that gives him a 1 better armor save, and some other benefit that I'm blanking out on. Oh, and he's stubborn. That's what he is. He's stubborn. Anyway, 2 trebuchets, and then on my far right, another unit of Pegasus Knights. So, I've faced this list before. If you follow my battle reports, you've seen the list. It's how do you deal with a zombie horde and with his lord on a zombie dragon. Everything else, doesn't concern me a bit. So, turn 1, he moves up. This is the far left. He flies his zombie dragon lord towards his middle, moves this unit around the flank, which is fine with me because my Pegasus Knights are just going to move. Yeah, so now he's going to, he doesn't want to Van Hels that zombie unit because it's going to take wounds. Which he probably still could have moved him and just regrown the wounds, but whatever. Got the zombie horde up from 20 to whatever it is now, about 43, I think. So that thing's pretty big already. And there in the far right, he Van Hels these guys up, and I don't care. I let him go. So we go to Brett turn 1. So on the upper left, I take my Pegasus Knights and I just fly them. I just ignore his skeletons coming down the flank. I don't plan on being here whenever they make that trip all the way around that monument. So I have the Pegasus Knights. I have my monster killing lord. I didn't really talk about his build. It's the one I always use. He's got the Tress of Isolde, so 1 use only. He'll hit on 2s. He's got the Heartwood Lance, so it's a lance, and I get to re-roll rolls to wound, which is huge because and then he's got the Virtue of Heroism, which gives him a heroic killing blow. And I think he's got one more small thing, whatever. But the thing I love about this combination is if I don't kill something on the first round of combat, on the second round of combat I'm only strength 4, so I'm wounding on 6s. But if I don't wound, I get to re-roll them all. So if I have 4 attacks and I hit on 3, I get to roll all 3 dice hoping for a 6, and if I don't get it, I get to roll them all 3 again, and I just really like that with them. Here with my archers and bowmen, I didn't want my archers in front of my bowmen. I had to put them that way because everybody was tucked in this corner. So I went ahead and moved my damsel up with the archers so she can cast some magic. I walk the archers up so they can get within range, but there's nothing else to do with men-at-arms except just follow behind them slowly. This is the far right. After the vanguard movement, my Pegasus Knights flew over the top of that skeleton unit and into the corpse cart, and I'm very confident about how that battle will go. Yeah, there's just a picture of the damsel. And so she cast a spell at that unit, and it, they took some wounds, and then the forest moved. So it moves in a random direction. Then my archers shoot at it, my trebuchet lands on it. We kill some, not a whole lot. And after combat, the corpse cart is dead, and my guys reform. So Vampire Count's turn 2. He moves forward. If you notice, though, he kept his general way at the very top of this picture. I think he's worried about my general charging him, and I think he should be worried about that. This is the far left. He decides not to march his skeletons around that monument. He just turns them, and he was out of range for anybody to Van Hels that unit, which was nice. That's the middle. Here on the right, he turned his unit, and then during magic, he Van Hels them. And I actually held dice back, and I only needed a 6 to stop that spell, and I rolled 3 dice and couldn't get a 6. I'm telling you, I rolled 1s. Every time I rolled the dice, I was rolling 1s this game. So he moves these guys up, and I let that go. I just don't really care. It's blocking my Knights Errant, which is kind of a bummer, but whatever. So in this, I only kill 2 skeletons, and then he does 2 wounds on me, and I roll to wound. I roll to my armor saves, and I roll 2 1s, which at this point was just laughable. Then I roll my ward saves, and I get 2 6s, which was funny. But he still beats me by a lot. A flank, a banner, 3 ranks. It was just, he beat me. But then I rolled insane courage to stay. I'm telling